Hey all, Craig. Hi, nice to see you. So I did a saddle sore 1000. Actually, I did two in about 8 days. I rode down to see my daughter in Florida from Pennsylvania, 1,100 miles or so. I'm going to just share with you a couple of mistakes I made, so hopefully you don't make the same mistakes. And I'll share a couple other tips I have. My big mistake was I didn't actually physically take pictures of my receipts by my odometer. I made a video and I thought, well, I'll put the receipt up by there. I have a video. I can screenshot it, covered, right? Because I was riding in the rain, 5 hours in the rain, because it was dark, whatever the case may be, a couple of the receipts I couldn't get nothing but blurry pictures out of. So make sure you got good pictures of your receipts. That's vital. That's part of the thing. You don't get it if you don't do it. Another mistake I made is I put new tires on this thing before I rode, and I didn't check the air pressure in them. I got down there, my front tire was a little low, but my back tire was half of what it should have been, down in the low 20s. Fortunately, everything worked out for me, but I should have. That was my bad. I should have checked that for sure. I did rain X the windshield. I rain X my full face helmet, which I wore because I knew I was riding in rain. That was a huge tip for me that somebody else gave me on one of these other videos. It just makes the water come off the windshield so you can kind of duck down behind it a little bit in bad weather. The rain X, just turn your head on your helmet, off the wind takes the rain. It's a great little tip. Make sure you got good tires. I put brand new tires on this thing 500 miles before I left, and yeah, you don't know what kind of rain you're going to hit. That's the biggest. You don't know. You don't know what you're going to come encounter. So check your bike over. Make sure you got good brakes, good tires. You can't control everything, but the things you can control, make sure your lights work so that you can use your turn signals. These people don't see you. You know that. I wear a bright vest. I got auxiliary lights on the bike. They're bright. I want to be seen, especially riding at night. People can't see during the day, let alone at night. Put the brightest lights on you can find and go ride. Helmet. I only rode in 3 states where I didn't have to wear a helmet, so I would have had to wear a helmet anyway. I chose the full face because I knew I was going to ride in rain. Hindsight being 2020, I don't know, maybe a face shield on a half helmet or something, because man, my neck was bothering me 4 hours into the ride. So I was very thankful. Here's another tip for you: ibuprofen. My neck was all stiff and sore. Took a couple ibuprofen, and I mean, it was there, but it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't like a big deal. So that would be a huge tip for you too. Rain gear. If you're riding 1,000 miles, summertime, pop-up thunderstorms. I was 2 days out. The weather forecast was for perfect weather all the way down the East Coast, and then I rode in 5 hours worth of rain. So have good rain gear. Nobody wants to be wet, because when you're wet, you're cold. It's just miserable. So, a decent set of rain gear is $60, brand new. So rain gear is huge. I was riding down at night. I left at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, on my ride down. So I took a sleeping pad, one of those roll-up things that you had open a valve, close the valve after the air gets in. I just threw it next to the bike, put a tarp on, connect the bungee strap front to the back, and I crawled underneath the tarp on the pad with a sleeping bag and slept for 2.5, 3 hours, and still made it down in 20 hours. Because I ride highways. There's a tip. Do the highways. You're trying to get 1,000 miles in 24 hours. Are you really trying to get scenery, or are you trying to get this thing done? Don't make it hard on yourself. I-95, the speed limit 70. Everybody's doing 80 plus. Same on 81, which is what I took on the way down. Everybody's doing 80 plus, so you can just ride with a crowd, do 80 mile an hour. I had a 70 mile an hour average. All I did was stop, gas, grab a protein bar out of my glove box, eat a couple protein bars, off I went. I just kept moving, and I had a 70 mile average. So ride the highways, and that's all I got on my little list. The big thing is make sure you got everything you need. You don't want to ride this 1,000 miles and then not be able to get your license plate back, or so that everybody knew you went and did this thing. So take care of the receipts. Get a good picture. Look at the look. Make sure you get a good picture, because that's what they use to track you. And then Google Maps, you can just go in and punch every place you stopped, and you give them a nice little map, and that's it. That's all they really need. And then you go ride. You know, enjoy your adventure. I don't want to be one of these old guys that sits around and waits to die. You know, watching life go by. I'm going to share a couple videos of my thoughts. I bring that up in one of them. Go live life. Go enjoy. You got a beautiful country. We're free to do this kind of thing. If you have the time, go do it. I challenged some buddies to do 48 states in 10 days. So we're going to try and at least one of them and I are going to try and do that end of September, beginning October. So go live life and enjoy it. God bless you, and go have an adventure. Hello again. I'm not even sure what town I'm in. 183 miles. The goal is to ride about 180. That'll leave me with about a gallon of fuel, roughly. That's my guess. Maybe a little more. Better safe than sorry. Time to get off my backside anyway. A lot of people wonder why I do this. Why I want to do these crazy things, and I think it came. One of my first revelations was when I was down visiting my daughter in Florida in the wintertime, and all the snowbirds are down there. And I went for a walk along the beach, or along the one causeway along the river, and all the retirees are sitting out there. All the retirees are sitting out there looking at the water, and it dawned on me, I don't want to sit around and wait to die. And that's what it felt like these people were all doing, was sitting around waiting to die. And no receipt again. Yeah, clerk has receipt. I don't want to be one of those people that waits to die. I want to live right up to the moment that God calls me home. I joke. I know people have heard me joke. I want to slide in sideways. I want to leave a trail of sparks behind me with my hair on fire as I'm sliding in to eternity. I don't want to be one of these people that just sit around and sit in a rocking chair, watch life go by. I want to live whatever days He gives me. I want to live them in a way that brings Him glory. So that's why I do this crazy stuff. Got to go. Just enough time to stop, get some fuel, head home. 5 gallons. There's about a gallon left in the tank. Keep on trucking. Well, hello again, y'all. I'm about 15, 17 miles into South Carolina. Blew through Georgia from Jacksonville. The weather's been great. I mean, it's warm. It's still around 90 or something. But the clouds are pretty. The sky's blue. No rain. Praise the Lord. Everything's going well. Bike's running good. Follow up on that last video. I think God built me for this kind of thing. Like when I was in India and I rode for days in the rain, and I just love the challenge. I love the challenge of doing things that other people think is nuts. Whether that makes me crazy or not, I don't know. But it is fun. It is fun to just go have an adventure. And I think that's what's missing for a lot of retired folks. One of the things I've discovered is you can live really cheap on your retirement in a lot of these countries that I've been to, like India. You could rent a 2-bedroom apartment in the village I visited for $70 a month, and people brought you fresh milk every day and your herbs and eggs, and you didn't have to go shopping. They came to you with that stuff. And Pakistan was very much similar. It's very cheap to live in these countries. I'm looking forward to when my son graduates in May next year to be able to go. I think Cambodia. Cambodia's got a very easy visa for a retiree. 1 year, no hassles. Like I think it's Thailand makes you prove income. You have to have X amount in the bank account. Vietnam's something like that too. They just make it hard where Thailand just says come. I think the Philippines is another one, but it's hard to ride a motorcycle in the Philippines. It's a bunch of daggone islands. So Cambodia looks good. Go right next door to Vietnam and Laos, and one of my goals was to be able to ride through Southeast Asia on a motorcycle after my son graduates. So this is all prep, maybe, like to get used to it. But stupid thing didn't print my receipt again. That's 3 in a row. Oh, and I screwed up when I came out from the store last time. I didn't take a picture of it by the odometer, so I may have just screwed this whole iron butt up too. I'm going to hope for a little mercy and grace, try and do better, and see if these guys will still give me my iron butt certificate. So I'm going to go pee, get my receipt, get back on the road. Well, I made it to south of the border, which was like one of the places I always remember stopping as a kid. All the neon lights or whatever. No neon lights this time of day, of course. But it's time to stop. I got 558 miles under my belt. I think there was like 545 or something like that left to go. So I'm over halfway. Again, weather's still beautiful. I have one little set of dark clouds and a couple little drops come out of the sky. But all in all, it's been a beautiful day to ride. Much better than the ride down. I got 5 hours of rain at least on the way down. So everything's going good. I think Steph thinks I admitted to being crazy. Steph, I didn't admit that. I said people think I'm crazy. Maybe that makes me crazy if people think I'm crazy. But I'm just a follower of Jesus, so I'm not admitting it. I think my Facebook post this morning was a faithful follower of Jesus doesn't need to know all the details. He just needs to know the next thing he's supposed to do and go do it. And sometimes that ain't easy. I get it. Sometimes that's not the easiest thing in the world to accomplish, knowing what God's will is. But I think far too often we do know and then we don't do. Hey, my first receipt at a pump. Hamer, South Carolina. Looks like the time and date is right, so I'll get a picture of that before I go. But I think so many times we do know and we just don't do. For whatever reason, we need to know all the details. We let a little bit of fear get in our way. We let all kinds of things get in our way. What things other people think. I don't know why we worry about such things. You think this ride was crazy? I got a whole nother crazy scheme. After figuring out how easy it was to ride 1,000 miles, I got a whole new challenge working up in my head. If I can just figure out how to make it work for missions, how to make a mission trip out of it. Who wants to ride along? I'll share more details later. Right now, I'm going to take a picture of this receipt, go get some water, fill up the tank because I'm dry, and hit the road again. See ya. Okay, I made it to Emporium, Virginia. It's not far into Virginia. I'm at 757 miles. This fill up should get me past Washington, D.C. One more fill up, and then of course another fill up at home to end the thing. That's how they track your miles by your receipts. So so far so good. Tiny little bit of drizzle. It's been nice to have the sun go away. I don't know if you can see my arms, but they're kind of glowing a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of nice. So last stop, I said something about doing something a little crazier, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to join me. But there's a iron butt thing called 48 states in 10 days, and I've been trying to figure out how to make it a mission thing, right? And missions aren't always going, right? We all know that, right? Not everybody can go. get my receipt. Not everybody can go, but there is going. There's praying, right? Everybody agrees we can pray, and got Emporium, Virginia. Right date, right time. Um, there's praying. There's giving. We all know about giving to missions. And then the fourth thing that maybe we don't do so good at is promoting missions. So how do I combine a 48 state and 10-day motorcycle ride with missions? Um, Stay tuned. I'm trying to work it all out, but I got a pretty good idea. Trying to head to Pakistan in November, so we're going to see if we can do a little fundraising and promoting. All right, I'm going to go in here. They got a Burger King in this joint. That's 6:15. I'm hungry. Haven't eaten since a few eggs this morning. A couple of protein bars, but they don't do much. So go grab a burger, get back on the road. I got plenty of time, making great time. All highway miles, so I'm smoking. All right, catch you later. Howdy, folks. It's like 9:30. I got 981 miles done. I'm in Frederick, Maryland. So I got about 2.5 hours, a little less than 2.5 hours to get home. I should go over my 1,000 miles real soon. I stopped in Maryland to get fuel because, Pennsylvania taxes and all. So, quick break here. Got plenty of time to get home before the 24-hour period. If you ever just want to do one of these, I just suggest highways. You go the speed everybody's going, and you make great time because you're on a bike. You don't get caught in traffic near as bad, and you can run with the 80-mile-an-hour people all day long. I didn't see any takers on the 48 states in 10 days ride. The other one is a coast to coast ride in 50 hours, I think it is. Anybody want to ride from the East Coast to the West Coast in 2 days? That might be fun. If I do that in October, I can stop at the CMA Colors thing. Any of my CMA buddies want to go do something crazy like that? Uh, that'd be a fun ride, especially if you ain't never seen the Pacific Ocean. We'll pick up a little sand on the Atlantic side, grab you a little sand on the Pacific side, chill out a day or two, and then come back to Colors in Arkansas. Give it a thought. The whole time we can focus on missions and talk about missions and whatever. Pray. I love wind therapy on a motorcycle. That's like it's the solitude, just you and Jesus talking, scripture playing, whatever. I listen to Christian music the whole way. Um, It'd be a good ride. 50 hours. Come on now. Somebody's got to want to do it, right? All right. I'm going to finish up, get my receipt, get my butt home, get some rest because I got work to do tomorrow for Kensington. So we'll talk to y'all later. Well, I made it. I'm in Milton. It is 12:22. I got 1,124 miles according to my odometer. Now they don't use that. They use Google. Calculate your miles because everybody's speedometer is different. So they basically check where you started, where you stopped, and your route, and all your stops in between, and confirm it. So hopefully I'm good. I don't know. Melissa was saying something about having to have somebody sign something at the beginning. If that's in there, I missed it. So maybe I wrote the whole thing for nothing. Yeah. I don't get a license plate back or whatever. I know I did it. Rode the last hour or so in fog. I don't know if you ever rode in fog, but it's miserable. Not only can't you see, you get wet. So I'm actually chilly for the first time in a while because it's summertime. Definitely in Florida, I wasn't chilly ever. Gonna go home, get a shower, wash off the road grime, and get a good night's rest. Get busy tomorrow. Get ready for Kensington. Um, but yeah, it was a good time. Not not nearly as challenging as it, you know, just over 16 hours, and that I spent 20 minutes at that last stop talking to some guy from Morocco. It was it was a good conversation. A little hard to understand him sometimes, but you know, it's one of the things you do when you're out riding and you meet people. He wasn't on a bike, but he was in a car and he's living in his car, and had a good chat with him. Not a believer, but got a chance to share a little bit of Jesus with him. So, gonna call it a day. It was a long one. My butt's a little sore, but I'll recover. That challenge still stands. 48 states in 10 days, or maybe the coast to coast in 50 hours. Uh, any takers? All right. Talk to y'all later. Good night.